one day, one of my father's friend, one astrologer came in my family, and he told me in the, I think, eighth or ninth class, he shall not study. That day, I thought everything is in God's hand, and how he can decide being a normal person, how he can decide my destiny, ki what I'm going to do in my life. So that day, I decided, ki okay, I'll prove him wrong.
And what they are looking for, like say joy or peace of mind, is something which cannot be measured. You can measure your bank balance, you can see how good a car you drive, but you can't measure how many kilos of peace of mind you have in a day. So that's something which is beyond measurement. So that is why, I mean, sometimes such people are not easily understood by others, and they just.
Namaste, everyone. A very warm welcome to Yes Talks. The title of today's session is From the Corporate World to Yoga, the Remarkable Journey of Meenakshi Kaushik. Our guest speaker, Ms. Meenakshi, is a corporate HR professional turned yoga instructor with over 13 years of experience in human resources, administration, and compliances in the development sector. Guided by a deep passion for holistic well being, she transitioned to yoga and became a certified instructor from Morarji Desai National Institute of Yoga, Ministry of AYUSH, Government of India. She now conducts yoga sessions, inspiring individuals and communities toward healthier lifestyles and holistic well being. The session today will be in the conversation format. Ms. Meenakshi will be in conversation with Dr. Ramesh Bijlani, who is a prolific writer and an inspirational speaker. Once a professor at AIMS, New Delhi, he is now a spiritual seeker at Sri Aurobindo Ashram, Delhi branch. Welcome, Meenakshi. Welcome to the Yes platform. We are so glad to have
Thank you
you
so
with us.
much.
Welcome, Dr. Bijlani. Thank you for joining, and we look forward to this session.
Thank you, Aranima, for introducing both of us and setting the ball rolling. I may share with all of you that I have known Meenakshi for just about 2 months. But then the very first time I met her, I realized that she was not an ordinary person. That may, in fact, be an understatement. She's an exceptional person. That may be nearer the truth. When people like her who make conscious choices which do not make sense to most people, like so doing an MBA and then joining an NGO, which was less than she could have got in some other. And it's not that the work was any less, the work was, in fact, a lot more than she would have done elsewhere. And then uh, coming to a point where she found still there was something missing in her life, and repositing her hope in yoga that probably that is what will fulfill it. And going about studying yoga, practicing yoga more consciously and in a big way all the way. Now, before I take further, I mean, what I would just like to say is that when exceptional people like her make these choices, which don't make sense to most people, it's not that those people are wrong or that they are not her well-wishers. They just feel that they can't understand what is it that she's getting. You know, as I said, one half of the world can't understand the happiness of the other. And most of us tend to measure happiness in terms of what we can get from what we are doing, which can be measured and which is easily visible, which seems to directly contribute to our happiness by enabling us to buy more things, to live a physically more comfortable life. So that is how we measure uh, the outcome of whatever we are doing. On the other hand, to some exceptional people like Meenakshi, that does not seem so important, and they are ready to give it up, not in the sense of giving it up. It doesn't feel like giving up because they are trying to uh, get something which is far better than this, far higher than this. And when they do that, that's not really a sacrifice, it's a conscious choice, because you are looking for something better, which many people may not understand, but they do. And what they are looking for, like say joy or peace of mind, is something which cannot be measured. You can measure your bank balance, you can see how good a car you drive, but you can't measure how many kilos of peace of mind you have in a day. So that's something which is beyond measurement. So that is why, I mean, sometimes such people are not easily understood by others, and they just have to get satisfied with the dictum of the Saint Francis of Assisi, uh, with the prayer that let me seek not so much to be understood as to understand. So they understand the intentions of the others, all the good intentions of the others, who don't look upon them very kindly and sometimes consider them quite stupid. But the it is their job then to understand them, and therefore not really mind it, and at the same time continue doing what they feel like doing. And why this happens to only a few is because, and it's not that they are again exceptional in the true sense, it will happen to each one of us sometime or the other. It's just a question of when it happens, because that depends quite a bit on the fact that to go all the way on the spiritual journey, one lifetime is not enough. And therefore, we make only some progress in previous lives, and then finally we arrive at a stage where enough homework has been done in previous lives for us to uh, behave in this way, which is a little out of the ordinary, so that we start walking the spiritual path consciously at a relatively young age. So that's the only difference. And those who are not feeling that way now will probably do the same after a few lives. After they've lived a few more lives, they'll be doing exactly the same. So there's no basic difference. But at the same time, uh, some people will always be exceptional in this life because of what they've already done, what progress they've already made in the previous lives on the spiritual journey, which is, in fact, the journey which each one of our souls is. And when that happens, when you have reached that stage, you start walking the same path consciously. Others are also progressing, but by and large, by trial and error, you know, by sometimes, without realizing what is happening, they are making some progress. But if you are more conscious of the process and it happens at an early age, then it does help in uh, walking a little more of that journey in this life. So with this background, let me now start asking. I think I've already spoken too much. Let me ask Meenakshi whether as a child she felt that her temperament was a little out of the ordinary, something different from most children her age. Uh, did it become obvious to her parents or to her friends in school?
Thank you so much, sir. First of all, namaste. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to join this Yes Talk. And yes, sir. Actually, since my childhood, I was a normal child like other childs, but I was more emotional and sometimes more cautious, and it's keen observer. So maximum of times I observe all the things since my childhood. Even I remember so many stories, so many things when I was in class second or class third. So many things are there. So I was very sensitive, but parallelly I was stubborn too. So I think it's a human, it's a children's tendency. So if I have decided something being a child, so I wanted always that thing. Ki yes, I want to take this thing, and I keep fighting with my parents, with my siblings all the time. If I have decided I want to go there or I want that thing, particular thing, so I want that. So maybe I was a and more sensitive too also, because if they said no, so then I ask you why you are saying no. You have to give some reason, actually give some valid reason why no. So I was so curious all the time. Ki I want the answer of no. Why you're saying no? Ki you cannot do this, you cannot do that. And you should first convince me and give me the answer of my no, then I'll be convinced. Otherwise, I'll never convinced with your no. So I was that type of child since my school. This is the thing.
Well, being sensitive can be an asset on the spiritual path because then uh, uh, you have, one of the most powerful collaborators available to you because on the spiritual path is not about killing our sensitivity or our emotions. It's about harnessing them for the right purpose. In fact, that is essentially what Bhakti Yoga is about. It's all about emotions. So
Emotions, true.
the
Yes.
as the Sri Aurobindo and the mother, in fact, have pointed out this very emphatically because sometimes there's a misunderstanding that on the spiritual path you are expected to kill your emotions. But in fact, that's not true. It's just that you have to uh, educate,
Correct.
refine, and purify your emotions so that they can be put to right
Correct.
use.
Since childhood, I was very reactive child. And if I'm not getting anything as per my way, then I start crying. So I think emotional are very normal in the childhood also, in your throughout the life. So we cannot kill the emotions, sir. So emotions are very
Yes,
important.
yeah, because it's emotions that translate into all enthusiasm and vitality,
Yes,
which is important
yes,
on the spiritual path, which is also
yes.
important in the ordinary, so-called ordinary
Ordinary.
worldly life. Both
Yes, sir.
there, this
True, sir.
vitality and enthusiasm, passion, determination is important. And
Yes,
you
sir.
had that determination uh, for whatever you wanted, even if it was quite different from what most other people may want. So that was there
Yes,
right in the
yes,
beginning. And then,
yes,
of
sir.
course, you went through the usual motions of graduating and then doing an MBA.
Yes, sir.
Uh, I'm not sure to what extent it was a conscious choice. Even for most ordinary children, it's not always a very conscious choice. Either
Yes.
it is because of parental pressure, societal
Hmm,
pressure,
hmm,
peer pressure,
hmm,
or they're
hmm.
just following the herd mentality. Everybody is doing this, so I might as well do it. So I don't know
Correct.
what it was in your case. So maybe you may like to reflect a bit on what made you go through these usual motions, which most young
Yes,
people
sir.
go through. Lots of young people go through graduating and then doing an MBA.
Yes, sir. Sir, in school, actually, frankly speaking, till my eighth standard, I was not too much of studious. No interest in, studying textbook. I was very creative. I used to paint on the walls, doing some different kind of things, playing the games maximum as other children do. But something happened in my family, and one day, like one of my father's friend, one astrologer came in my family, and he said ki she'll not study. And he told me in the I think eighth or ninth class he shall not study. So everyone was sitting in the hall, and I was just standing in the room. So I was just hearing all the things what was going on. So they said he shall not study. That day I thought ki how that any person can say he shall not study. है ना? So how he can decide, because everything is in God's hand, and how he can decide, being a normal person, how he can decide my destiny, ki what I'm going to do in my life. So that day I decided ki okay, I'll prove him wrong. So again a stubborn child, so I promised with myself, cannot stop my study. I have to finish all the studies, whatever I'll get. So in my graduation, even in my school, I wanted to take the science stream as other students, but my parents told me, and my family, all the members told me, no, you have to study only art side. So we have decided कि you should go with the humanities, not with any science or commerce background. But my choice was okay, I'll go with the humanities, but subject should be my choice. So I took very unusual combination of drawing and painting, English literature, and economics because I was a creative. So I wanted the drawing and painting, and my analytical skills was also there. So I thought okay, I should take the economics. So that combination was my choice, but yes, that stream was family choice. So I completed my graduation. Then after my graduation, because it was a my friends, so many friends were going for MCA, someone was going for MBA. So it was a trend. कि everyone is going for MBA. So again, I took the decision. My family wanted me to go for the normal masters, MA degree and normal B.Ed, M.Ed, and you should go for the teaching profession or for the banking sector, or you prepare for the UPSC if you want to. Otherwise, no, because in your destiny there is no study, na. So how you can think about any big degree or anything? Then I decided, okay, I'll go for the MBA. So I have decided that was my choice also, plus the society, because that time there was no option behind. And there was only one university, which is in Jaipur. So it's a female university. So they didn't allow me to study in Delhi University or in MIT University, which was near about to my hometown. So they went to Banasthali. They checked, okay, this university is a female university, so it is okay. So somehow they convinced, but it took me 1 year after my graduation. I took a 1 year gap, and they continuously forced me to take admission into the MA. MA in economics or MA in English literature. I said, no, I'll not go for any MA kind of course. I'll go for MBA. I can wait for 1 year. So I gave my entrance examination. So in first attempt, I couldn't clear that examination. Then again, I tried next year, and there was some documentation and some financial problems came that time. So suddenly, one person, my father's family friend, he was a Muslim. They were a Muslim family, and suddenly they came from Kuwait. And Uncle Rahman uncle gave me the all the documents, and he asked me, "What happened, Meenakshi? Kya hua? Why you're so sad?" I said, I want to take admission in Banasthali University, but I'm not getting due to the financials. There's no problem. I'll give you all the fees and everything, na? So I don't know suddenly from where that person came from Kuwait, and he gave me all his passport, all banking statement, everything. Suddenly he asked me, "How much is your salary?" I said, I think in dollar it was around 7,000 or something. So I said, "This is my salary. Oh, this is my fees in MBA." So immediately he gave me the blank check. Beta, I have signed this check. Just fill the amount and submit your fees. So this was my journey in my graduation and my post graduation. Though it was decided by the graduation, my family, MBA, I have decided, okay, I'm not going for any ordinary post graduation. I go for business administration. But these, helps. I don't know from where he came. God has sent him, and how he came, and I got the admission in Banasthali University. So it was really challenging after that. That I'll come, but this was my journey in my. It was not a simple like other students and other children. Ki, oh, easily no, it was a fight for me. So even it was my right, but again I had fight for my rights.
Madam, the struggle that you went through is also a part of the spiritual path because without that, I mean, again, one can't make much progress.
Yes, sir.
Sri Aurobindo said, that uh, men can go to heaven without passing through hell. Well, I mean, it may not have been so bad, but you had at least two major difficulties, and one was the school didn't appreciate you. You were not doing very well in school because you were very creative. Now, that's unfortunately the fate of the creative and intelligent child in our system, because the system favors, as I sometimes put rather strongly, parrots and photocopiers,
Yes, sir.
not creative people. Huh?
Yes,
Photocopying is
sir.
not creative; it's art which
Yes.
is creative.
Yes.
So.
Even,
Uh,
sir, throughout my school and colleges, sorry to interrupt you,
Hmm.
everyone was waiting, okay, she'll fail in 10th class. Then they were waiting, okay, she'll fail in 12th class. She'll fail in graduation or in MBA. Maybe she'll get some, supplementary or any back, but never happened. I always passed with the first division, and I was not so much of studious. Even I never went to any tuition or any coaching centers. Never, no any additional, because my schooling was after my eighth class when that astrologer decided that I'll not study. So they put me into the government school. in the ninth class. So 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. Earlier I was in CBSE board, but 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th was in the state board. So there was no teachers coming. Full class is full of, around, I think 80, 90 girls are there. It's full girls' school. So they thought ki she'll fail and she'll stop the studies and she'll sit at home. So they were just waiting, let her be 18 year of age or 19 year of age, she'll get married. So this was the planning. But universe have some different planning.
So a school not appreciating creativity and a very conservative family.
Yes.
So the hurdles put together. But in a way, when something has to happen, then the divine has its own ways of achieving it. And probably that astrologer was also one of those instruments of the divine who ended up playing an important role
Yes, sir.
by saying something that it is written in your destiny that you will not study beyond class 9.
Yes.
But then that is what made you all the more determined that you would prove him wrong. And you did. So, uh, again, I mean, drawing, painting, English literature, and all that combination. At least that you could have your way. So you found your way within all the restrictions. Okay, not science, but then something else which engages your intellect
Yes.
properly. And then I can't go to a co-ed university, but then there was a women's university which somehow you discovered
Yes. Yes.
because there are so few that it would be difficult to discover one.
Because, sir, if
Because
you don't
you
have
did
any
belong to Rajasthan.
choice,
You were not in Rajasthan,
yeah,
no?
I have not belong to Rajasthan. So there was no choice because I had only option. You want to study, go in this college or school, otherwise don't study. So I thought it's better to do something than nothing. So I made my choices from there only. Okay, I'll go in this university, but I'll do MBA. I'll go in this graduation college, but I take subject as out of all the subjects, I'll take as per my choice. So from these type of situation, at least we can choose something better out of the worst things.
Probably soon after your MBA, you also started applying for further studies in the US,
Yes,
for
sir.
which also you were selected in a university. But then, for some minor reasons, your visa was rejected not once, but twice. How
Twice.
do you look
Yes,
at
sir.
it in retrospect?
Yes, sir. Actually, sir, after my MBA, I wanted to do the DBA, Doctorate in Business Administration. But that time I didn't get any financial support or anything from my family. So immediate after my post graduation, I had to work. So I started searching the job parallelly. So I worked in Jaipur for a few months. Then I moved to Bangalore. So I have worked in Bangalore. Then I thought, ki, no, I'm not happy because I worked in RPO. I was doing recruitment for the IT industry, for TCS, Infosys, IBM. I was a recruiter there simply. So I thought, no, this is not my journey. I should go further for my studies because that things always trigger in my mind. Ki I should not stop my studies. I should continue my studies. Then I had applied in many universities. So somehow after 1 year, I got interest. I wanted to do something into the social welfare. I wanted to work in an NGO sector, in a development sector. Then I searched so many university, and one of my friend and I checked so many references, and I got the college from it's a coastal area in Middlebury. It's Monterey in California. So there's an institution, International Institute of International Studies in a for this public policies. So I applied there in a master's in public policy. And that time I was associated with one of NGO. It was a Jaipur-based NGO, CDEX. So I went to Mewat area. It's like a fully rural community. It's on Rajasthan and Haryana border. So I went there, I made my project and I sent to the university. So they appreciated my project and they offered me the scholarship also. And I got around 90% of a scholarship. They gave me around $60,000 of a scholarship. So I think complete full fees was waived off. So immediately I applied for the F1 visa and they sent me all the documents, offer letter and everything. Then main issue again was a financial. So my family said, no, we will not support you for any documents, because for visa and for everything, you have to show some money, some minimum amount. I think 10 to 15 lakh you have to show in your account if you are going to abroad. So then my father told me, "Ki, no, don't have that much of money and we can't show it." Then I applied for a loan. SBI bank rejected my loan without any reason, without anything. Then I sent an email to the authorities, to the bank authorities and everyone. So then someone suggested me, okay, you can take the sponsorship if someone can sponsor you from the USA or from any country. So again, I thought, ki, yes, someone has sponsored me in my MBA. Maybe someone can came and he can support me in the sponsorship. So one of my relatives, she is there in California. She sponsored me. So I applied all the visa documents. I filled all the application and I went for the visa interview. And it was 100% so sure, because my teachers, everyone was waiting. Yes, she got the scholarship and she got the first admission in this batch, and definitely her visa will be selected. But unfortunately, destiny has written something else. It got rejected due to that financial things. So I thought ki maybe some error. Again, I should apply. After a month, again I filled the application fees, visa application fee. I spoke to my institution coordinators ki that visa rejected. Again, I want to apply. So that time I got my loan also from another bank, from Union Bank of India. They sanctioned my loan also. So I went with the loan documents. Ki now I have a loan. Earlier it was someone was sponsoring me. So again, it took me hardly 2 seconds of discussion. They said no. They said no. And after that visa rejection, it was a very really disappointing. I have planned 8 months. I was waiting for this and I have prepared for everything. I have given the IELTS, I got the score, and I completed all the communication and everything, all the written examination. I got the admission, but again, it's rejected. Why? Then I took admission into ISTD, Indian Society of Training and Development, and I completed my diploma. Suddenly, in April, I got the call from Akshaya Patra. So maybe destiny had decided something else. So I was going to US, but somehow I went to Vrindavan, Mathura.
Your Karma Bhumi was supposed to be Vrindavan, not the US.
Vrindavan, not
And
the US.
I think the first time your visa was rejected when you had a sponsorship from a friend, because
Yes,
she was herself a student probably, and she had a
yes,
student bank
yes.
account, not a resident
Actually,
bank account. So
not a
she was
resident bank account.
not a
Yes,
resident of the US or of
yes,
something,
yes,
or a citizen of the US having a bank account.
yes.
She had a student account. And the second time, again, probably for some reason, you had a loan from the bank and still they
I had
rejected.
known, maybe they thought ki she wanted to settle down there, or
Yes,
and
that is a
already one
suspicion
time
they
visa
have quite
rejected.
often. Any
So
young
I
person
think
desperate to go, they assume that she
yes,
will start finding jobs there and get settled
yes,
down.
and she'll not come back to India. Yes.
But anyway, so probably that was again to fulfill your destiny, like the astrologer, the US embassy also played its role in determining that your karma bhumi will be Vrindavan
Yes.
to start with, and then you discovered Akshaya Patra, no?
Yes.
Or Akshaya Patra itself was in Vrindavan, isn't it?
Yeah, it was actually regional office in Vrindavan in 2018. So main office is in Bangalore, corporate office, but regional office for North India was in Vrindavan. So suddenly I got a call in the month of April and they called me. I thought Akshay Patra again a different experience. When I was in Bangalore in 2011, I was staying near to VK Hills, Akshay Patra. So one day the kitchen came and they were serving to one deprived child. They were serving the food. So me and my friend were standing in a balcony and we were thought, ki, what is this vehicle? What is Akshay Patra? So she told me, because she was staying there from last 4 5 years. She told me that this is a NGO and they are serving midday meal to government school children. I said okay, and she told me, okay, you should apply in Akshay Patra also. They are really actually doing a great job. You must apply there. So I applied in 2011. but I got a call in 2018. So you don't know when you apply and when actually you deserve for that particular position and location. So I got the call in 2018 from Akshaya Patra.
But once you joined, uh, they realized your exceptional abilities and the range of abilities. So uh, they kept loading you with more and more work of different types. So in a short sort of you made yourself a very valuable person there, and
Yes, sir.
proved yourself an asset whom they would not like to uh, be deprived of. They didn't want to leave you. But
Yes, sir.
then probably something happened which made you feel that no, still there is something missing in life, what we may call
Yes, sir.
divine discontent, which in
Yes.
fact is an essential part. So, up to a point, yes, that was your field of action, and probably that gave you some satisfaction because the NGO was doing something for creating a
Yes.
better world by providing
Yes.
food to the homeless children, underprivileged children, and so on. So,
Yes.
it did fulfill that emotional need for getting involved in that type of work, contributing in some way to that type of work. But now that platform, that instrument was no longer probably valid, and you
Yes,
wanted to
sir.
move something different, something higher, something
Yes, sir.
more directly related to the spiritual quest that you had.
Yes, sir.
So maybe it was some of these things that made you quit Akshay Patra and instead choose yoga.
Yoga. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, how did you really see yoga then? How do you see it now? And do you think, having been with yoga for a few years now, has it fulfilled your expectations, filling that gap which you felt when you quit Akshapatra?
Yes, sir. Uh, Sir, because of that reason, because of that social welfare, I have worked around 7 years in Akshaya Patra, almost 7 years in Akshaya Patra, and started with as a deputy manager only in Vrindavan. But later on, they gave me the responsibility of Delhi NCR, then Uttarakhand, then Varanasi, then Bhopal. So I worked at many locations, and it was okay because I was very happy. I'm not saying ki in Akshaya Patra because my expectation fulfilled in Akshaya Patra as well because organization is really a good. So that was connected with my expectations also, and the position was in HR. So again, it was fulfilling my educational expectation also because I did my degree in the same field and I got the job. And every 6 months, I'm getting promotions, though normal promotions are getting in a 1 year. But in my Akshay Patra journey, initially in 2018, 19, and 20, and during COVID, I got the promotion within a 3 or 4 months. They made me cluster head in 2020. So you have to take care all the 7 to 8 locations. So I keep continues traveling to all the locations in North India, maximum in North India, Uttarakhand, Delhi, Madhya Pradesh, all this Haryana and all. So I was into recruitment and trainings. Then later on, I was handling all the compliances, licenses, government relations, IT, vigilance, so many departments. So it was overburdened somewhere. So when it was overburdened, I thought, ki I'm disconnecting with myself. I'm connected with the all the profession, and I'm getting the good salary as well. And everything was good, position was good, but I'm disconnecting with my self. So there's some, I'm losing my connection because continuously I'm traveling, I'm doing good, but what is behind? Why I'm not still in 2024? So I just realizing, I start realizing 23 it was okay, but in 2024 I realized something is missing in my life. Akshay Patra has fulfilled my professional expectations, but not my personal expectation. So personally, I was expecting something else. So it took me around 6 to 7 months because I asked for to quitting the job in mid of 2024. They said no. So they retained me and they convinced me with again a good salary. They offered me and they gave me more package. and gave me 2, 3 more locations. So I said, okay. Then in month of October and November, finally I decided that no, I'll not continue. I have to take some break. And I have to think about myself कि what actually I want to do in my life. Because I'm losing my identity, my personal inner balance, I'm losing it. I'm getting the professional growth, I'm getting all the name and fame, but there's no meaning actually. So then I decided in the October and November month, and I said I wanted a sabbatical leave, and I applied for a 6 month sabbatical leave. Maybe I'll be fine, then I'll come back. Otherwise, you can hire my replacement. So they said okay. They took me handover. It took around 3 to 4 months. So in 2024, finally I quit Akshaya Patra. Then I start into the yoga field. In January, during my sabbatical leave, I was free. So I thought what to do. Then suddenly this thought came I should go for some yoga course. So I was just searching on the Google and I thought I should go in a Morarji Desai. So in February month, I just completed my foundation course. So after foundation course, that I don't know what miracle by yoga and yogasana, I don't know. Then I said I'll go with the yoga only. I don't want to go with any field because then I could be able to connect with myself. I realized okay, I was doing only a 2 hour course daily, but I read so many books. Then Patanjali Yoga Sutra, Bhagavad Gita, so many literatures I gone through. I decided no, I want to go for a yoga field. Then I completed my 3 month certification as a yoga instructor in the month of April, May, and June. In June, I completed that certification. Then I thought, ki again, I have to do something because I cannot say I'm a professional instructor. I'm a practitioner, but yes, I have to engage somewhere. So again, I took admission in Morarji Desai for the advanced certification. So these things realize me that I'm not made for any kind of 9 to 5 job. I want to do something for society, and this is the again reason I was in Akshay Patra because I wanted to do something for the society for the social welfare. And in yoga, yes, again, because I last year also I took a camp and I have taken some classes also. So it make me satisfied कि yes, I'm doing something for myself as well as for the society. So this was my reason, sir, कि I finally quit Akshay Patra and full time into because consciously I have taken that decision. And even I'm saying I have not chosen yoga. Yoga have chosen. So I've not decided कि I'm quitting this because of any yoga course. I first quit, then I thought suddenly yoga came to me, Morarji Desai Institute came to me, and I get into the courses and got the admission. So maybe destiny have decided something else for me. My plan was different, but universe and God has some different plan for me. So and yoga has given me one more thing कि I start accepting the things कि whatever is going on, that is going on for good. So some other messages, maybe hidden messages there. So that energy and that power is actually in yoga.
Well, the way I look at it is that your stay at Akshapatra was an outside in approach. You're engaging with the outer world the way
Yes.
everybody else in that organization would be doing, but probably you were different from many, at least if not everybody else in that organization. The result was that you were not just doing it, engaging in the same type of work outside, but putting your heart and soul into it. And through that, undergoing an inner change. So this outer work was changing you within, which made you realize that if I look within, I'm somehow feeling disconnected with myself, as you put it very
Yes.
succinctly.
Yes. Yes.
And probably that's how you turned to yoga because somewhere instinctively you felt, and quite rightly so, that yoga is an inside out approach. That is, instead of looking, as Sri Aurobindo said, somewhere in the senses of yoga, instead of looking out and down, in yoga, you look up and in.
Yes.
So it is by looking up and in that you more directly connect with yourself within. And then it becomes an inside approach, which means as you understand yourself more inside, then that itself changes you within, and that then gets reflected in your outer life.
Yes.
Of course, this exchange between outer and inner goes on, but primarily the approach remains inside out. The outer work only provides you material for introspection, which leads to further inner change, and that gets reflected in subsequent outer life. So
Yes.
that's how it goes on. So yoga is certainly much closer to anybody on a spiritual quest than
Yes, sir.
engaging in uh, worldly action of the type that you have in an NGO. So certainly yoga is much closer to that.
Yes.
I know Madai said something very significant that uh, the that many of us and most of us probably go through several uh, different occupations, and we may first go through one or more than one what she calls temporary occupations.
Yes.
So long as the temporary occupations are also reasonably aligned with our inclinations, temperament, and passions,
Yes.
we'll be quite satisfied with them. But that still may not be our final calling. But if we put our heart and soul into what we are doing in this temporary occupation, not feeling that, well, this is not what I am eventually made for, and therefore this I have to do in a perfunctory manner, maybe just to make a living, or just till I find something else, I have to somehow occupy myself with it. But when you are in it, you are fully in it, the way you were in Akshaya
Yes.
Patra. So
Yes.
if you put your heart and soul into it, or sort of do it in the spirit of Karma Yoga, then sooner or later the mother has assured that you will discover your final calling. Whether turning to yoga and teaching yoga and holistic living to others is your final calling, that still one would not know. But certainly it could be the final calling, or it could be yet another temporary occupation which is better aligned with your true
Yes.
nature.
Yes.
So that time will show. But I'm sure the way you
Yes.
have put your all of yourself, gave more than 100% of yourself to Akshaya Patra, the same you will do in yoga also. But all the
Yes, sir.
same, being a thinker, being an introspective person, you might want to say something about your future plans or what you think your final calling is.
Yes, sir. As of now, sir, my planning is to continue with the yoga only. And because yoga has helped me to connect with myself and search my actual inner balance. So now I have balanced my, which yoga teaches actually. There's a sutra of Patanjali Yoga Sutra, na? Yogasya Chitta Vritti Nirodha. So first is I have to align with my body, my soul, and my inner balance. So if I'll be balanced, definitely I will go for some right path or right direction. So as of now, I think this is the right direction, and because I'm becoming more, though since childhood I am disciplined, but still somewhere when you are connected more to the outer world, so somewhere is lack in your discipline and your acceptance. But yes, I want to continue with my yoga now, and I want to teach. Even I'm a practitioner, I am learning, and I want to teach also. And I want to learn more and more into yoga, and I want to even help others because uh, even in corporate industries, I have seen, sir, people are just working. They are without any mindfulness, without any thought, just for their bread and butter, and they just want to work because they have done the engineering, they have done the management courses or any course, any professional course, and they are just working. There's no other thought. And yoga is not that key. You want to make your profession in yoga only, but yoga is your life. In with any profession, you can be with the yoga. Yeah, so if I'm going with this profession, so I others also being an example from the corporate world to yoga, कि yes, we can continue and we can be more conscious and we can be more awareness about the yoga. So maybe that teaching can help to other corporate professionals, and that teaching can help to the students as well. And that teaching can help to the old people also, to the students, to the any age group, because they are just even students are just studying. because their parents are saying you have to go for the medical field, you have to become an engineer, or you have to crack the UPSC examinations. So students are into the that frustration. So maybe if they will connect with the yoga, so they'll be balanced, then they can easily crack their examinations, and the even corporate professionals can work better than with the normal life. So yoga can be a add-on in their life. It's like a some extra support if they'll continue with the yoga. So I want to give the awareness to society. So I have not frame my mindset ki I'll continue with the particular age group. Yes, I want to teach yoga. First, I want to learn. So parallelly, I want to make the awareness in the society. So this is my final calling, and let's see what God has decided, what destiny has decided. So maybe if destiny took me from that journey of my 13 14 year of my journey, and I'm here in a yoga field, so they must have decided something. So I'm okay with everything, and this acceptance, actually what I'm sharing with you, that also came through the yoga only. So I believe this is the power of yoga. Because in corporate, if you are become a CHRO, or you become a CEO, or you go to any field, any salary, but still people are not happy. In any materialistic life, any luxury car, they are not happy. So happiness is something different. So that when you are connected with yourself consciously, and your balance from inside, then you can be happy. So my final is to continue with the yoga. If I'll go in any field, but yoga will be my life. I'll be with yoga.
Sure, your life will be yoga, and that's what Sri Aurobindo said. All
Yes.
life is yoga. It's all life gives an opportunity for the practice of yoga. All life
Yes.
includes life in the corporate sector,
Yes.
because whether it was in the corporate sector or directly in the field of yoga, teaching yoga to others, in either case, it can be just looked upon as a job to be done for making a living, or it can be looked upon as something in which, of course, one makes a living. Making a living is not a sin, and one has to make a
Yes.
living to
Yes.
keep the body and soul together.
True.
So, but all the same, whether that is the primary motive or that is only a byproduct, incidental to what you are doing
Yes.
with a higher aim. That can be done in the corporate sector, the way you were doing, and that can be done in the field of yoga. But probably the
Yoga
field
also.
of yoga provides a more direct path to that type of an approach to your work, to your engagement with the world.
Yes, sir.
Essentially, I mean, if I may just put in my one of my favorite things, essentially what it boils, whatever you are engaged in the world with, uh, it, the best way sort of you can work in the spirit of yoga is by showering your love on others, by giving what you
Yes.
have to those who need it.
Yes.
So you
Actually.
basically need that complementary situation where you can find someone who needs what you can give. Both are important. You can give only what you have, but then the other part is also important. You can give it only to those who need it. So you may have a large
Yes.
number of yoga students, but they may not have the same opening
Yes.
for the spiritual path. So that doesn't matter. You are giving what you have, and they seem to need it. But even if in a big class there are 1% who have that opening, in whom you can trigger something, within, so that what was lying dormant wakes up, and they feel that yes, now I have really understood what yoga is about, and then they can bring it into their life. You have done something. But to sort of create that opportunity, you have to engage with those who are coming to the field of yoga, and then hope that at least some of them will have a genuine interest and a genuine opening for the higher and wider aspects of yoga, for which they've come prepared in this world as a result of whatever progress they made in previous lives. Essentially, that's what it comes to.
Definitely, sir. So
You
I'll
want to
say one
any
more thing,
last
sir.
message that
Yeah.
you want to give?
Last message is, sir. It's not, I'll not say this is a switch. Sometimes we say ki we have switched the domain or we have switched the profession in a life or life is changing. So few things are like, transformation of your life. So maybe if people will see the examples, if someone has worked in any other field and come into the yoga field, so there's behind, because as earlier you have already, during that starting of this session you have shared कि maybe this journey is not from this life, journey is from some earlier life. So and something, suppose I have done MBA, I have done the management field, that management field is also helping me into this yoga. That creativity, the drawing and painting is again helping me into the yoga, because I never get bored. I know how to make the class creative. How to, because I was into the employee engagement activities. So I know all the brainstorming games and everything. So I, match with all the management tactics to the yogasans. Because nowadays in a modern philosophy, people are not going to the ordinary yoga asanas and yoga. So they want something different. So that all the throughout my schooling, my college, my experience, my learning, contributing into the yoga. So all these 13, 14 years, so I can say my yoga experience is not hardly 2 year or 3 year. No, I can say it's 15 year of experience, because all the experience count into the yoga only. And somewhere in my mind, that was also my sadhana when I was studying, when I was doing my job, because I was working full time. 100% I was giving in my job, and still in yoga also I'm giving 100%. So whole life is yoga, like you said ki Arbindo said ki life is yoga. So my last is ki people can experience my transformation, my journey, and they can take that experience as well, to
So
uh,
exactly. I mean, when people ask you that you're so well qualified and still, as an MBA, you decided to join an NGO, that itself was a surprise for many because
yes,
NGOs don't pay as well as other companies do. And then
yes,
when you quit even that job with the NGO,
yes,
that would have been a still bigger surprise for many of your friends. Now, when they
yes.
ask you, why did you leave it? What are you getting? What did you get by doing this? That itself shows that at least there's some curiosity which you arouse.
Actually,
That uh, to us, it looks that she has made a stupid choice. But at the same time, they
yes,
do ask you because they feel that maybe there is something that she has got which we are unable to see. And
actually.
so that curiosity is there, and that
It's
curiosity
there.
can sometimes be converted into an inspiration for some of them.
Yes, so many of my friends who are with me in MBA, so around I think 50 to 60% are in settled in abroad. So they are earning very good salary. So when I joined NGO, I was earning in thousands, they were earning in lakhs. So they asked me ki, why you have joined this NGO, and I was so happy. So when we meet, so they said ki, why you don't have any stress? I said no, why too stressed? I'm working better than your job. And they are continuously still they are earning 2 to 3 lakh per month salary and they are crying. So what's the use of that salary? And I was earning that time 40,000. I was so happy. Lavishly, I was enjoying that 40,000 of salary in Vrindavan. What I'll do 40,000 rupees? My rent is hardly 6,000 rupees. In Vrindavan, the cost of living is very less, and I'm getting all the food, khichdi, and everything in a ISKCON temple, because the Akshaya Patra is a part of ISKCON temple. So, food, nothing. So, what I'll do with that 30,000 salary? It's more than sufficient. And they are saying we are getting 3 lakh package now, 4 lakh package in a month, and still they are not fulfilling their desires. They are asking money from me. Ki, can you give 10,000 rupees, 20,000 rupees? So what you are doing actually with that money? So there's no use. And again, when I quit that, in my last, I was earning good, but not comparatively to their salary. So now they are saying, what you will do with yoga? You are giving volunteer classes, because last year I gave the volunteer classes in Gurgaon in a biodiversity park. So I gave the full volunteer camp. So what you are doing? I said, I am satisfied. If I have changed the life of 3 to 4 person in that camp, na, I'm fulfilling. I'm satisfied with that camp. That is my actually earning. That people are calling me. They are like 60 or 70-year-old person. That person is asking me ki, what I have to do. Give me the diet chart, and I'm just making the diet chart for that person. So I'm happy that at least someone very senior person is calling me and taking the support from me, because I'm very younger to that person. So that is my achievement actually. What I'll do with the salary? I know कि if God had sent me on this earth, so He must have decided something for me, for my bread and butter, for my living and stay. He has to decide that. That's not my concern. So
No, no, we don't have to understand everything.
correct.
Just trust the process.
Just trust the process. I don't want to go into the deep how I'll do, how I'll get the petrol for my car, from where I'll get the rent. It's okay. Let him decide all the things. Let me focus on my partner. Let me help to the people who are actually needy. So this is my purpose, sir, for life. So I'm not thinking too much of the things. Just I'm doing, and I many of the time I thought ki if I can do this, so anyone can do this. I was very ordinary child, very ordinary person, and I never thought ki I can work in, because in my family there's no female who had worked in a corporate sector or any industry. I'm the only one person who has started this
Trend. You're a trendsetter.
trend setup. So now every person in my family, every young generation, they're asking the suggestions for me. Okay, which field they have to choose, where they have to go, what decision they have to take. So I'm now a counselor for them. Though they are taking the suggestions. And so this is the life. I think this is the achievement. If someone, your junior or any student is asking, that's the, if I can help to any person, anyone, so I think that is the most precious thing, and that is the earning actually for your life. So that's my earning, sir. Like I met you before 2 months. So it's blessings. And that's my earning. So, people like you who are supporting me and who actually understand this thing, ki why I'm like this. Because maximum of people in the modern trend, they'll not understand ki why, how the person can quit the salary and job, what she'll do, what she's thinking. But ठीक है. Few people like you who can understand this thing, and I'm working on my path. This is the reason.
I think we can hand over to Arunima now and see if there are any
Yes, sir.
questions in the chat or anyone in the audience wants to ask a question.
Thank you so much, Meenakshi, for sharing
Thank
with
you,
us
ma'am.
about your journey, the challenges you faced, your achievements. I'm sure this would be very inspiring and encouraging for so many of us. And thank you, Dr. Bijlani sir, for moderating this conversation and for giving your valuable insights as always. Participants, if anyone has any questions or any reflections to share, please go ahead. You can drop your messages in the chat box or simply unmute yourself and speak up.
Ruchi seems to be there and has been listening with rapt attention. Some point she was also taking some notes. Maybe she might have something to say.
Namaste, sir. Namaste, Meenakshi.
Yes,
It's beautiful to hear your talk. I'm also a student of Morarji Desai Institute, and
okay.
I love the aspect that you came up, which comes very later on, actually, which realization comes very later on. That you said that even when you were working in Akshaya Patra, and before that, your schooling, an astrologer saying that you cannot study further, and then you got completely into your studies. At that, you were doing yoga at that time also. This realization actually comes much later on Whereas
Yes.
your journey, for you, this realization has come on way earlier, that even when it's not just asanas that you are reflecting or associating yoga with, but anything in which you are wholly and fully spirit, with your wholeness, if you are into it, you are in the process of yoga. So it was very beautiful to hear that. And that how you incorporate your learnings from the previous field. So many of us are here who have actually traveled, who are on that path, coming from that corporate career, and then
Hmm.
shifting, making that complete shift to the this thing, the path of yoga. And so it was very nice to hear from you. Any
Thank you.
My question to you is that uh, what are the challenges that you feel, you face in the field of yoga? Is there any challenge that you face?
Ruchi, there is no challenge. Yes, you were correct. I realized that yoga felt very late in my life. So I always thought if I realize this thing before 10 years, it would be a different, it would be some kind of different. Yeah. Sometimes I felt there's some difficulty in the advanced asana. है ना sometime because if any person who is 20 or 21 year of age, they are doing very good demonstration, but yoga is not about the like exercising, or it's not like gymnastic or something na. So yoga is to just connect with yourself. So initially, I also thought ki challenge is a age, or challenge is a, later in your late career you are choosing this field. But no, there is no challenge. Actually, I am getting more benefit. I'm getting more benefit from my field, from my experience. Even in Morarji Desai, everyone respect my journey and my experience, and I am doing really good. So there's no challenge as such in yoga, because now I have a habit of studying, and as earlier I was into the state board, so my Sanskrit is good. I'm not saying that much of good, but still better than others. You know, so people are not into the Hindi and Sanskrit. So I'm okay with the Hindi and Sanskrit, both. So now I'm attempting my examinations. Few are Hindi, few are in English. So combination of both English and Hindi, because my background is into both. So there's no challenge. So it's comfortable, because if you came from if directly you are going into the yoga field after even immediate your graduation or after your plus two, then there can be a challenges, because you don't know where you want to go. You are just for the sake of trend, you are choosing the yoga field. But after so many success or failures in life, after the exact realization when you get into the field, so when you know the actual value of that field, when you can easily understand कि yes, actually this is yoga. So there's
Thank
no challenge.
you for sharing. Thank you.
You.
Even I personally liked the closing remark that Meenakshi had given, that uh, the past experience in the corporate world had built up her yoga journey.
Yes.
Yeah. Participants, anyone else wants to share something or ask something? Please go ahead. Okay, so before we close, let me quickly inform that the recording of today's session and all our Yes Talks and much more extensive content on yoga, education, and spirituality is published on our YouTube channel, Yes Spirituality. Please do visit and explore the content. And you can join us on our social media handles on Instagram and Facebook. Thank you so much once again, Meenakshi, for joining
Thank
us today.
you, Arunima ji. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you,
participants, for being with
everyone.
us today. We'll close today's session now with a moment of peaceful silence. Namaste.
Thank you, sir. Namaste, sir.